Hi everyone, my name is Lisa Flanders. I'm a physiotherapist and I practice within women's and pelvic health. Today I just want to talk a little bit about the different ways that we can connect to our pelvic floor and the rest of our deep core. If you need a refresher of what the pelvic floor and the deep core are, feel free to watch this video. And these connection cues are what we're going to use going forward in this series. There's going to be different cues that work for different people, so we're going to go through a few different options today so you can start playing around with that. Like everything, there's going to be different cues that work for different people. We're going to go through a few of those cues today. We'll give you some time to practice, and then you can decide what's going to work best for you moving forward in our movement series. We're going to think about 3 different parts of our pelvic floor. We're going to break it up into a front, middle, and back. I often do also like to combine the front and the middle together. We're also going to add in a transversus abdominis muscle activation, and then finally, a lumbar multifidus activation. I'm going to have you come onto your back and find a comfortable position. We are going to use our breath to connect to different parts of our pelvic floor and core, reminding you that when we exhale, that's when our muscles reflexively shorten, and we can use that exhale to get a bit of a better connection with different parts of our body. We're going to start with the very front of our pelvic floor here, and what we're going to do is we're going to exhale. We're going to imagine that we're picking up a raisin and pulling it into our urethra, or we can also think about nodding our clitoris down. We'll play around with a couple of those and you can decide what works better for you. Let's start by taking a long breath in. Exhale. Imagine that we're picking up a raisin, pulling it into our urethra. We're going to take a long breath in, let that raisin go. Breathe out, connect. Imagine picking up a raisin with our urethra. Keeping in the front of the pelvic floor, the other thing we can do is think about nodding our clitoris down. So taking that long breath in, exhale, connect. Think about nodding the clitoris down towards the anus. Long breath in, exhale. Imagine nodding the clitoris down. Play around with those and see what feels most comfortable for you. Moving on to the middle of the pelvic floor. Here we're going to think about our vagina, and we're going to play around with a couple different cues, and again, decide what works best for you. The first one we're going to think about is as we exhale, imagining picking up a ping pong ball and pulling it into our vagina. Taking our long breath in. Exhale, connect. Think about picking up a ping pong ball, pulling it up into our vagina. Long breath in. Breathe out. Ping pong ball, pulling it into the vagina. Some people like to think of a jellyfish here. So as we take our breath in, the jellyfish relaxes. As we breathe out, we imagine the jellyfish swimming upwards. Long breath in. Relax, breathe out, and imagine that jellyfish swimming upwards. We can also think of our sits bones and think about bringing our sits bones closer together. Long breath in. Breathe out. Sits bones come 1 millimeter closer together. Long breath in. Lengthen the sits bones. Breathe out, connect. Think about bringing the sits bones closer together. Let's move to the very back of our pelvic floor. Here, we're going to think of our anus. And the cue that we're going to use for that is imagine that we're stopping the passage of gas. So long breath in. Exhale. Imagine we have to stop the passage of gas. Breath in. Exhale. Imagine that we're stopping the passage of gas. From here, we can also think about putting those connections together. So front, middle, and back. Long breath in. Exhale. Imagine we're picking up the raisin, pulling our ping pong ball into our vagina, and then stopping the passage of gas. Remembering to relax, lengthen as we breathe in. Let's try that one more time. Breathe out, connect, pick up the raisin, pick up a ping pong ball, and stop the passage of gas. Finishing with a long breath in. Next, we're going to connect with our Transversus Abdominis. This is our deepest abdominal muscle that comes across the front of the abdomen and supports our internal organs from the front. The cues we're going to use for this are either going to be to imagine a wire attached between our two hip bones, and as we exhale, that wire gets a little bit shorter. Some people also like to think of a book, and as they breathe out, bringing the covers of the book closer together. Let's find our comfortable position again, lying on our back. I like to put my hands on my hips so I can feel what I'm doing. We're going to take a long breath in. Breathe out. Imagine our hip bones are attached together by a wire. As we breathe out, we're bringing that wire closer together by 1 millimeter. Long breath in, let that go. Breathe out. Imagine that wire. We're shortening that wire by 1 millimeter. You might feel like your belly button is sinking towards your spine, and that's exactly what we're looking for. I just don't like that cue because it's really easy to just suck our stomach in when we're actually looking to engage a muscle. Let's think about that spine of a book. As we breathe in, the book opens, and we're going to breathe out. Think about bringing the covers of the book closer together. Long breath in. Open the book, and as we breathe out, the covers of the book come closer together. Finally, thinking about engaging our lumbar multifidus. This is the muscle that comes from our sacrum to each of the individual vertebrae, and we're going to imagine one spot on our lumbar spine, and as we breathe out, we're going to think about growing up by 1 millimeter. Many people also get a really nice lumbar multifidus contraction by thinking about stopping the passage of gas, which we've already done. So if you're feeling like you are not getting a great connection through the lumbar multifidus, just imagine, again, stopping the passage of gas. So I'm going to have you put your hand underneath your back just to bring your attention to your lumbar spine. Let's start by taking a long breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to imagine growing just 1 millimeter from where our fingers reach our lumbar spine. Long breath in. Breathe out and grow 1 millimeter through the lumbar spine. Let's try putting all of those muscle contractions together. Let's take a long breath in. Let's start by breathing out. Pick up the raisin, pick up a ping pong ball, stop the passage of gas, bring those hip bones closer together, and grow 1 millimeter from the lumbar spine. Long breath in, let that go. Breathe out. Think about the raisin, the ping pong ball, stopping the passage of gas, bringing our hip bones closer together, and growing 1 millimeter from the lumbar spine. And we're going to try that again. This time I'm just going to use the word connect. Take a long breath in. Exhale, connect. Long breath in. Exhale, connect. Last one, breath in. Exhale, connect. I really hope that helped you feel connected to some different parts of your pelvic floor and your deep core. We're going to use these cues or the cues that you feel work best for you throughout our movement practice. Looking forward to help you feeling like your strongest and healthiest you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video series. Have a good day.